Hello and welcome to the 2019 Summer Marble Race Cup. As you can see, we've got a new studio. Anyways, on the screen over there you can see the competitors for this cup. We've got Blue, Cloud, Cyan, Flame, Green, Sand, Sky, and Sunset. Han was originally going to compete in this competition, however he was in fact disqualified from any competitions by this league for the next year, so Cyan replaced him instead. That means there are 3 competitors who have previously competed in a competition from this league in this cup: Cyan, Green, and Blue. Here are a recap of the rules. Marbles race through 8 races, first getting 10 points, then 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Any time of 10 minutes is a DNF. DNFs and disqualifications are with 0 points. Ties are broken by medal count and value, then average placement, then standard deviation, and then position change in that order. Now it seems the marbles are ready to go, so let's head over to the course. And the marbles are off in race 1 of the Summer Marble Race Cup. Full tilt. You can see the entire course is built at a slight angle. This first portion of the race is rather difficult. You must first of all reach the other side without falling through those holes in the spinners, and then you must make a very precise jump into the 1 marble wide hole that lies at the end. Looks like Green will very perfectly make that jump and will enter the second section, which is much harder than the first, requiring several good bounces off those circle spinners in order to get hit into the finish line. None of the other marbles have yet to join Green in that bottom section, but it looks like Sky will make it to that connecting tunnel. Will Green be able to finish, barely weaving through those 2 spinners and hitting the bottom of the finish line? And Sky, a lurch over the top, very quick, able to finish in second place, just over a minute. There are now 6 marbles remaining, all in the top section. Will Cyan be able to make it? No. Flame will also not make it. Blue won't. Seems the marbles are struggling quite a bit. Looks like Sand might be able to attempt it, but bounces off the back wall too hard. Not what you want to do. Blue also attempts and fails. A lot of the marbles getting clumped at the start. Not what you want to see. Marbles hindering each other. Not very sportsmanlike, if I do say so myself, but whatever it takes to win, I guess. It's like none of the marbles have just gotten into a groove yet. It's very precise and requires a lot of balance and skill. Will Sand be able to? No. Just a bare amount of bounce there is enough to launch them back far enough to miss the hole. Going on for a while. It's been over a full minute since Sky is finished. Hopefully the marbles will be able to. It looks like Sunset will in fact get into the second section. Will anybody be able to challenge them, or will he have an easy bronze? Now in the second section, and the rest of the marbles still in the first. Cloud and Blue trying. It looks like they will both make it. So now there are 3 marbles in the top section and 3 marbles in the bottom section. Who will get third place? Because Sunset, with a large bounce over the top, will in fact make it, after holding off both Blue and Cloud and securing 6 points overall. Cloud and Blue are still struggling, not being able to have optimal bounces off of those circle spinners. Looks like Blue has their momentum arrested midair and just drops down. Meanwhile, at the top, none of the other marbles seem to be doing much better, and as I say that, looks as though Sand has joined the other 2 marbles in the bottom section. There are now more marbles in the bottom section than there are at the top. Looks like Flame barely misses. A different strategy than the rest, trying to roll into the hole through the hole in the spinner, but they get through their second attempt with a the method that seems though the other marbles had also used. There are now 4 marbles in the bottom section. Hopefully they'll be able to finish at some point. It's like Cloud almost reaching the end, but that one final circle blocking them off. And it looks like Cyan almost makes it into the hole. That was closer than Flame. Flame's earlier attempt, they bounced off the back wall while on the ground. That was enough to push them back. Anyways, still fighting. 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the race. Several good bounces from Flame. Will he be able to finish? He does, and will pick up 4th place. Meanwhile, Cloud seemed as though he had been pushed back into the connecting tube by the other marbles, possibly. And just down to Cloud, Sand, Blue, and Cyan for the bottom half of the scoreboard. And now it seems as though Blue is attempting, and that was a particularly good attempt, but still it wasn't enough, and Sand, with barely any horizontal movement, was able to just graze by the finish line around the center of it, and finish in 5th place in just over 5 minutes. So that leaves the bottom 3, who will get that distinction of placing last in the first race. None of these marbles want that, but it's going to have to go to one of them unless 2 marbles DNF, which honestly would be probably worse. Cloud, with a good leap, almost gets their momentum dropped again, but does in fact finish because they were pushed upwards. So now it's just down to Blue and Cyan. Blue was one of the earlier marbles to reach this final section, but was passed by several others. Looks like they're still having trouble despite having no hindrances in other marbles. It's 6 minutes into the race, and still going. Cyan is still struggling at the top. Looks like Blue honestly has a little bit of leeway. Not much competition from Cyan so far. He still needs to finish though. DNF in the first race would not be such a great thing for their morale or their point value. It looks like Cyan has now entered final section, although Blue's teleport launches them back further than normal, 2 times actually. Looks like Blue is desperate to hold on to that 1 point difference between 7th and 8th. Let's see if Blue will be able to hold on or if Cyan will steal away the placement. Both of them struggling a little bit. Not doing much better than they were up top for Cyan. Looks like Blue continuing to struggle, still hasn't gotten the hang of it. Oh, it looks like Blue does in fact finish in 7th with a sort of squeezing motion there between 2 of the circles and launching him into the finish line. That just leaves Cyan for 8th place. Almost got it there, but got hit backwards. Something that's been seen several times before. He actually gets knocked back into that connecting tube, able to get back out quickly. Remember that a time of over 10 minutes will be considered a DNF. Will be given 0 points. Cyan gets close once again, but once again drops down and gets hit backwards. It's best to stay at the top of these spinners for as long as you can. Looks like still struggling, not doing a very good job, not optimal bounces. Seems to be juggling along the bottom of the spinners, not what you want to do. It's best to go over the top. Very close there, not close enough. Be able to jump over the spinners like that and finish. A very good race this first one was, and you can see now on the screen the scoreboard should be appearing. There it is. Green, obviously in the lead with 10 points due to their victory, followed by Sky and Sunset, rounding up the top 3. Notice that there is no standard deviation or position change sections because those aren't applicable yet, due to this being the first race. Anyways, that's all the time we have for today. I'll see you next time. This has been Race 1 of the 2019 Summer Marble Race Cup.